Hello again and welcome to another thrilling and titillating episode of MMOFTW. I'm Bill Murphy and you've come to the right place if you're looking for a quick recap of the top 5 news stories in the MMO industry from the week that was. This week we've got the first gameplay preview of Marvel Heroes, the Old Republic started its unlimited free trial, the Secret World announced its first game update, Ultima Forever was announced, we got our grubby hands on the Sylvari and Guild Wars 2, you can be jealous, and we will talk about why daily quests suck. All this and my air conditioner is working finally. No more sweat. This is MMOFTW.
Tell me, Stan, what's your favorite food? Pizza. Or egg rolls. I was flying my own jet, and I was like, I'm out of egg rolls. Where am I going to go? I'll go to the Great Wall of China and see if they have egg rolls there, and they did.
Marvel Heroes from Gazillion Entertainment had its first ever gameplay reveal last week, and we were fortunate enough to be in attendance out in San Francisco. Our own Sam Porfazana played the game and can attest that it's looking like one hell of an action MMO, where players take on the role of a classic Marvel hero and play through a story written by Marvel's own Brian Michael Bendis, with gameplay design led by the original Diablo's Dave Brevik. There's loot, talent trees, costume upgrades, and all that good stuff. No release date or even a beta date has been revealed yet for the game, but what we've played is looking tight, polished, and addictive. It's like what would happen if Diablo, Vindictus, and Marvel had a baby. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Star Wars: The Old Republic launched its own unlimited free trial this past week on July 10th. By unlimited, we mean that it is limited, because you can only play to level 15. However, you can dawdle around and play around on level 15 for as long as you want with no time restriction. If you've been waiting to try SWTOR, now's the time to give it a go. Head over to StarWarsTheOldRepublic.com or SWTOR.com for more details. And fresh off a smooth launch, and while they're reaping in the critical acclaim, Funcom's The Secret World announced its plans for their first issue monthly update due to release on July 31st. With 7 brand new investigation missions, new hard mode dungeons, and loads of other tweaks and changes, plus the launch of the interdimensional marketplace, we could just call it an auction house, it looks like the Secret World fans have something new to look forward to at the end of this month, and there were even hints of more to come in August and every month thereafter. It's an ambitious release schedule, but one we at MMORPG.com can certainly get behind if Funcom manages to pull it off. Next up is Ultima. This is a touchy subject for me because Ultima 7 is pretty much the game that made me love RPGs back on my compact Presario in the 90s. Well, it looks like BioWare Mythic is bringing Ultima back out of the closet and away from Lords of Ultima, because the genre-making RPG is coming back in a surprising new way later this year in the form of Ultima Forever: Quest for the Avatar. People that know the series will know that that is pretty much the same title as Ultima 4. We caught up with Paul Barnett, the creative director at BioWare Mythic, who's making the cross-platform online action RPG. It's literally a reimagining of Ultima 4, but you'll be able to play it both on your PC and on your iPad with several of your friends at any given time. There's still a ton to learn about the title in coming months, but it's definitely a game we will be keeping our eyes on. Next up is Guild Wars 2. This past week, Garrett Fuller and I were privy to play the Sylvari ahead of the final beta weekend event. I know I said you can get jealous, but seriously, you only have a few more days before you get to play it yourself, so hang in there. What we found was a lot of awesome plant people who I personally didn't expect to like, but quickly fell in love with. There's something incredibly beautiful and intense about the Calidor Forest and the city of Grove the Sylvari come home. I wasn't even the least bit interested in this race before last week, but now it's all I can do to keep from playing it as my main. They're not elves. Don't let anyone tell you that. These guys are something special, and their love of history might be a little bit unusual, but their aesthetic and curious temperament towards humans and the other races of Tyria made me take a shine to them immediately. You can look forward to playing this Sylvari as well as the Asura in this coming week's final beta weekend event on July 20th until July 22nd. Head to guildwars2.com or arena.net for more details. And now to the community spotlight for the week. The topic: daily quests. User AntShock35 is threatening to punch baby kittens if they're not done away with in all MMORPGs. And since we like baby kittens, we have to agree with the man. With a caveat, of course. You see, daily quests, in theory, are a fine idea. They work well in the secret world, for instance, where every quest is repeatable by nature so that you can replay favorites if you choose so. No, where daily quests become a problem is when they're used as yet another way to force players into an endgame grind. Daily quests aren't the problem, really. They're the symptom of the problem, that the endgame mentality of the MMORPG is inherently flawed. Here's hoping some of our recent and future releases take a different approach and get us away from that grind altogether. Well, that'll do it for this week's MMOFTW. Once again, I'm Bill Murphy of MMORPG.com. You can follow me at TheBillMurphy, and you can follow MMORPG.com on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, all at MMORPG.com without the dot. Hope you all have a glorious week of waiting for the Guild Wars 2 beta, and remember, don't let a bad pug get you down.